Job hunt and mining information video. Welcome to Australian Mining for New Starters, and in today's video we are going to look at where the jobs are, and we're going to have a quick chat about how you can use the training to get yourself a job. And I just want to flick over to our YouTube channel to start with, and this is on a video that got posted a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it's from Charles. Charles did the DIY training. He's over from England. He's made a bit of a plan. He did the training in England and came over, and he's just asking what jobs to target. And I told him to target the drillers offsider jobs because it gives you the best opportunity to get a start if you a working holiday visa, because there's a lot of jobs around. They're pretty interchangeable. If you can get 6 to 12 months out of a drillers offsider, most people are pretty happy with that. So it makes a good fit for people on working holiday visas. And if you come over to the last video that we did the other day, Charles has left us a lovely message saying that he got himself a job as a drillers offsider underground and starts next week. So if you, it's a good plan. It's an easy plan to work. Yeah, if you can show up and you can show them that you know how it all works, then you're the best option. With a lot of these working holiday visas, somebody's stuffed up somewhere big time, because a lot of the employers don't really want to hire working holiday visa people anymore. They'd prefer not to. But in places like Mount Isa and Kalgoorlie and the other mining towns around the country where you don't have a lot of choice, if you get somebody that's pitched up and they know how it all works and you don't have to put very much effort into getting them up and running, then that's going to be your first option. If you just go there on a working holiday visa and you haven't done the training, you don't know anything, and the employer's looking at you saying, oh, I've got to spend 2 to 3 months to get this person up to speed, you're not going to get a job, because there's no long-term payoff for the employer. So you need to give them that long-term or that short-term payoff by doing the training so they can use you straight away. That's a short-term payoff for the employer with these jobs. But yeah, it's all about putting yourself in a position where you can go and get yourself a job. And if you go over to Seek and type drillers offsider in, you'll see all these underground diamond driller jobs come up. They're everywhere around the country. Everybody needs people. In South Australia, it's just all over the place. And the other thing that I like to talk about at this stage is that a lot of people have got the fantasy that they're going to come into mining and they're going to drive a really big dump truck on the surface for $150,000 a year. Those big, if you're lucky enough to get one of those big dump truck driving jobs at the moment, because there's not many around because of the driverless trucks, they don't pay $150,000 anymore. If you're just getting into it now, you'll be lucky to make $120,000 doing those types of jobs at the moment. Where all the jobs are in the hard rock underground mines, and that's where you start off as a nipper or a truck driver. You'll see there's a lot of underground truck jobs going around the country. If you type it in, this is where you want to be looking for jobs, because it's where they need bums in seats. With the surface, there's a lot of experienced people running around that they can choose from. With the underground jobs, anybody that's got 12 months underground truck driving experience, they want to be on service crew or pace crew, because it pays $20,000 to $30,000 a year more. So this is our map with all the mines around Australia on it, all the gold and copper mines around Australia that are actually looking for people and want starts. So there's a lot of stuff here in WA, and that's where Charles picked up his job. As we go through the job hunt video, when I have a look at underground, I'm going to talk about what you do if I've got a guy that's done the 3-step plan package that's having a little bit of trouble getting a job. So I just want to work through what's going to happen with him. But first off, let's just have a look at the prices. So if we have a look at the gold market, you can see in gold price, it's $4,600 an ounce. If you want to go down and buy it from the Perth Mint, it's on the spot price, it's $4,554 or 55 or something like that. It closed at. So it's that's the price that if you go down to the Perth Mint and buy. This is the coal price, like we always talk about. Under that $120 a tonne US mark, there's a lot of mines that are going to be a bit iffy, unfortunately, and that's always going to be the problem with coal at the moment. And the ongoing problem with coal is that price. Iron ore, the price is still up, but there are no jobs, or the jobs that are there don't pay very much, because it's all gone driverless, and they just want people that are going to work in call centres and do that sort of stuff and go on those sort of traineeships. So if you want a hard rock underground job, type underground into Seek and you will see all the jobs come up. So looking for our friend that did the 3-step plan, and let's just for spitball's sake say that he was in Brisbane. So let's have a look at where the jobs are. Now Brisbane, you've got all the jobs that are in the north of Queensland that you could look for, and you've also got the stuff here that's in the middle of New South Wales that's drive in, drive out. Now the other thing that if you're in Brisbane that you could look at doing is that you could look at temporarily relocating to Kalgoorlie for 6 to 12 months just to get a job and a bit of experience, and then come back to Brisbane and get one of the fly-in, fly-out jobs that you'll be able to walk straight into straight away, or one of these drive-in, drive-out jobs. But let's have a look at the jobs. You just type underground into Seek and let it spin. I put up any time. And then you've got an entry-level FIFO truck there. ADGI operator so he definitely should be applying for this one. The ADGI operator job, one of the guys just got an ADGI job up in Mount Isa, never set foot in an ADGI before. It's all the underground experience. If you can drive an underground truck, you're going to be able to drive the ADGI. So that should be a job that you can apply for. You could apply for Broken Hill if you wanted to as well. That's Perth, South Australia, Olympic Dam, South Australia, Perth. Nipper, Perth, McMahon's, Perth. ADGI operator, that's the one that we're talking about. Westgold. Now, if this was in the eastern states, I'd get you to apply for this job, even though it says experience, because the chances of getting somebody that's experienced, that's going to be good, that's going to work out on the truck is pretty remote. So if you send your application in, and lots of people get jobs like this all the time, they send their application in, they send their resume in with the training on it. Because you've done the training, the foreman can look at you and say, okay, yep, I can get this person up to speed in a couple of swings, so 3 to 4 weeks, opposed to 2 to 3 months. So I can use that person as I would an experienced person. Not quite as an experienced person, but you should, the time frame from getting one of the people that have done the DIY or the 3-step plan or the work ready up to speed, and somebody coming in that's driven a truck for 6 months somewhere else, it wouldn't be too dissimilar. The person that's driven the truck for 6 months somewhere else would probably be a week ahead of the other person, but it'd only be a week in it. It wouldn't be a lot, and that's the attractive thing to the employers. So you really need to start applying for the experienced jobs. So entry-level nipper, that's in WA. Pace crew, that's in WA. Service crew, I'd be applying for that with Hayes as well. Hayes is pretty good. One of the guys got a job through Hayes a couple of weeks ago in Queensland, so apply to Hayes for that one. That's Western Australia, South Australia, WA, entry-level Kalgoorlie. So let's have a look at the next page. Underground projects, drillers offsider, WA. Now, a lot of people will be looking at this and going, why aren't you just minimising it to Queensland? The reason, if you just minimise it to Queensland, for some reason the jobs don't get entered in properly all the time. So sometimes if you just go to one area of the country, you actually miss out on jobs. So I like to put all the jobs in and just spend 15-20 minutes looking through it. It's just the easiest way to do it. So this underground service crew, Redpath, you should be applying for that job. Truck operator, underground, Black Cat. This is one of those jobs that one of the guys actually got a job for, that actually says that, go away unless you've got 12 months experience. So, it just shows you how little experience is running around out there in the underground space. Paceville, Perth. Underground service person, Mount Isa. Yep, you should be applying for that one. Underground dump truck production operator. Yes, you should be applying for that one. AWX. Should be applying for that one. Diamond Driller Offsider, that's WA. Nipper Underground, that's WA. Now, all these jobs that are still up, if you're just looking at the moment, even though that it says it's 27 days old, still apply for it, because they're just leaving these job ads up now because it costs $200 to $300 to put a job ad up, and so they just leave it up for the month, and then when that job ad runs out, they'll put another one up next month when this one runs out, and it's just a constant flow of people coming through. So if the job's up there, just make sure you apply for it. Queensland, nippers and truck drivers. There you go, that one's just come up. So that's one. They prefer Townsville, but other points of hire considered for the right experience level. So they're just struggling for people anywhere. Now you might need to move, temporarily, just to give yourself a better opportunity up to Mount Isa, but you'd only have to go up to Mount Isa for 6 months, and once you did your 6 months, those Mount Isa jobs turn into fly and fly out jobs fairly quickly. So here's another one, underground nipper job. There's lots about. It's just a matter of giving the employer what they want, somebody that knows how it all works. And the easiest way of doing that is to do the training. But you get the idea. Make sure you go through and apply for all the experienced jobs around this area and around New South Wales. And then, have a look at maybe temporarily relocating up to Mount Isa. Like I said, one of the guys that went up there, he got offered 3 jobs in the first week that he was up there at the, it was the end of January. So it was a couple of weeks ago now, 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, so that could be an option. Or, you can do the same thing with Kalgoorlie, or Cobar can be a good option. They're actually flying in and out of Cobar at the moment. So Cobar could be a really good option for you if you want to have a look down in that direction. So that's what I'd do. But I'd also do the training. So if you come over to our shop on the Underground Training page, you see the 3 different packages. You can sign up for them. We do the mining jobs to apply for page, and this is the one where we load up all the jobs that we think you should be applying for, so it can save you a bit of time. But just sometimes I miss jobs when I load them up. So it's always best to do your own research. So throw Underground into Seek and pump it through, because you never know when these jobs are coming up. And if you can jump onto a job that's just come up, like we just saw just then, the Nippers job in Queensland is a good example of that just basically came up not too long ago. So 58 minutes ago. I think it was a bit less than that when we looked at it the first time. But that's a good one to jump on straight away. And then this one as well, that came up 4 hours ago. So they're desperate for people up there in Mount Isa. They need people. They want people. That's the way to go. But if you don't want to muck around with looking through all that, but I suggest you do, you can make sure our mining jobs to apply for page is there, and we also load up all these job hunt videos on our mining job hunt video page, and that's in the mining videos column under mining job hunt videos. So we load up all those ones there. And that's the mining job hunt video for today. So well done to Charles again, who got himself a job using the DIY package. He got himself a job, an offsiders job, so well done, Charles. And I hope it works out exactly how you want it to, and you make some money and have a really good holiday. So I hope you found that information helpful, and if you've got any questions about the industry, or you want a question answered about something else, please send them through, and if you could share the video around and like and subscribe the channel. Thanks.